You might be forgiven for thinking that an apartment or flat with a view like that is a great buy, a great pickup here in China. But keep watching and I'll tell you why. There's some dark secrets. Hi, welcome back to the channel. Mr. Seasons here, and we're still in China. We're in Jiang, which is in Henan Island, South China. It's very tropical, very hot, but what I want to do today is just tell you, it's a short video, a continuation from my last video about the apartment that we've rented here for about £50 a night. I want to tell you my summary in brief of China, but in particular the backwardness. Take this as a pinch of salt, take it as you will. The backwardness of some of the stuff. I almost feel like I'm in a simulator and it's gone wrong, literally. Now I was standing on this balcony, I'll show you the view, great looking balcony. I thought, oh, isn't this very splendid, lovely views. Apparently this block was built only a few years ago, 5-6 years ago, this set of flats. I thought, oh, it's very nice, very, yeah, there's a few things I don't like, there's a few things I love, and I was resting myself on the balcony looking over, like this, as you do, and then I looked across to the other block of flats, and you might notice something in a second. It looks exactly like you would expect any block of flats to look, until I saw this. Hang on, I'll show you. Calm down. And I saw that balcony there. You see it? Look at that balcony. Is there something that strikes you? Because it strikes me, and this one. There. See it? Did you see it? There. See it? There. And there. And I was leaning on this. Yeah, leaning on the balcony here, taking everything in, thinking how wonderful it was, and then I saw that and it got me thinking, China's not very safe. China build quality is very bad, and there's some very peculiar and strange things they do. I mean, this, for example, is not safe. Look at this. This is a building that is literally only 5-6 years old. This is the corner of the balustrade that I'm on. Look at it. It's crumbling. It's literally crumbling. And if I move, if I try to wiggle this, it moves. The whole thing moves. This can't be safe. And how many flats are around us? China's built upon flats, and I think what's happened is they've just had this surge where they've literally gone through a construction phase and bashed everything together as quickly as possible, putting no thought into safety at all. Literally worrying. So what other things? I mean, there's another example there, just off the obviously this has started to crack, so they've filled it in. And this is a building that's only a few years old, guys. Oh, more cracks here. Look at the cracks. Not small cracks. Try and get a better view. These are big cracks. Massive cracks. If I touch that, I don't want to, but if I do, oh my god, the whole thing, see it? It's moving. There. It's crumbling. The whole thing is crumbling. It's cracking. And that has me seriously concerned for a lot of people's welfare over the next, well, not the next 10 years, the next couple of weeks. I mean, if somebody's leaning on that, they're done for. If a young child gets on that there and they fall through, they're done. Serious concerns. But other things I have noticed on a bit more of a light-hearted front is they build things tiny. I mean, I know Chinese people are small, and I know Mr. Seasons is a massive, strapping 6'5" bloke, but look at the size of this. Why? Why even bother? It's absolutely minuscule. It's uncomfortable. China make good things. They must do, because they export them to around the... Most of the stuff in Britain's made in China. And we get some good stuff. But this is not it. And they don't seem to look after their own people. And that's my observation so far. We'll go into the apartment now and I'll show you some of the other things I've seen. And at the end, keep watching, because I'll tell you how much this apartment cost. And you'll be quite gobsmacked. Bear in mind, we've been in here for a night now, so there is a bit of a mess, unfortunately. But look at this. You've got this feature wall. They've put the projector on this wall here. Big, massive projector. That must be about 100 inch. And then this wall, they've stuck this absolutely hideous monstrosity on the wall. Now, this would have been more geared towards putting a projector, but no, they've stuck a big concrete shelving system on here that you can't do anything with whatsoever. And it gets better. Probably the most bonkers thing I have ever seen in my entire life is coming up next. This has to be the most bonkers thing I've come across in China so far, in any accommodation that I've stayed in. At first glimpse, you might be thinking right now, I'm just standing in a typical room. Look at the view, beautiful view, looking over at the harbour there, ships in the distance, and it looks fantastic. You think, this is great. And when we took this flat, I thought, yeah, this is weird, but belting, brilliant. Let's have a look, I'll show you. Bear in mind, we've lived in here, so excuse the mess. Yeah, there is their shower, their bath. It's like a plunge, a bath, stroke shower. So you've got this ginormous step to get in. You climb in. I'm trying to think how I can show you best. Once you're in this like plunge area with a giant step. You can run the bath. There's like taps here, so you could run the taps here. You've got a seating area here, so you can sit down in this sort of like tiled. It looks almost like you would clean dogs in it, to be fair. Yeah, I could imagine this like being a place where you clean animals. But anyway, you get in. That's not the worst of it. The shower you think's great, but then obviously I'm a tall bloke. I understand the height's different, but that's just ridiculous. That's not the problem though. The big problem is, why the hell would anyone put this next to windows and have curtains so that when you're having a shower, take a look at this. When you're having your shower, this is what you're faced with. I'll try and turn the lights on for a better view. Yeah, you're in the shower, fantastic. But you've got all your stuff here. You've got electrics right by your head with the water. Electrics, lights and sockets. And you've got a goddamn curtain. And you think, well, would it be a shower curtain? Oh yeah, you would hope so. Oh no. The owner of this apartment decided to put proper curtains next to the shower. Literally next to the shower. And having had a shower last night, I can confirm the water goes all over. It was going all over the curtains. I had to sit down, put the pressure down. It was splattering all over. It was going over the electrics. What is going on in this country? Like, it's almost like a simulator. A literal simulator has just gone tits up. And, I mean, look at that. What on earth is that? Somebody's gaffer glued up the blooming tile with some sort of resin. And you notice, well, what the hell's happened on the ceiling there? Something tragic. And then they put the toilet in like a glass cubicle. Here. It's mind-blowing is how I find some of this stuff in China. Literally, it blows my mind. Now that is it a Romeo? No, it's a Juliet. Juliet balcony? Is that the right phrase? Pop it in the comments. A Juliet balcony. Now, based on what you saw before, would you want to open this up and go out there? No, thank you very much indeed. Crazy, crazy stuff here in China. And now in the kitchen, it doesn't get much better because look at this. No splashback here. They've decided to use tin foil. This is tin foil. Just taped to the wall. And then the other thing is, you've got this ginormous vast space. And what have they decided to do? Plonk the cheapest, tattiest kitchen at the end with the cheapest, tackiest cupboards. And then stick the smallest, I mean that's my hand, the smallest sink in this big space to do nothing with. You could barely wash your hands in it, never mind the dishes. Balmy, absolutely bonkers. Don't even get me started on this, walking into the toilet. Because you walk into this toilet and you've got a bloody washing machine, a literal washing machine plugged in to the drain of the shower. So there's your shower, this is the main bathroom, shower, washing machine. Do you know what I think I probably prefer? I think I'd probably prefer to be in the ensuite in that plunge pool thing. Bonkers. Literal bonkers. So yeah guys, that's just a quick video on my summary of China. Such a great land with great promise that has great potential and does great things, letting themselves down with such trivial matters. Well, I mean it's not trivial the fact that that can collapse. I mean let's not beat around the bush. And it's not trivial that those banisters over here are literally collapsing. There's nothing trivial about that. How much does this flat cost? Well, I don't know the exact price of this particular one, but what I do know is that a typical flat like this cost around, starting point for a 2-bedroom, bearing in mind this is a 3-bedroom, starts at around 3.5 million RMB, which in converted to British pounds is approximately 370,000 there or thereabouts British pounds. 370 grand for a flat that's only 5 to 10 years old and is literally crumbling around us and needs a total redevelopment inside. I think that's shocking value, but people are buying it because they want new builds. The older, if you see some of the older flats, don't even go there. It's a disaster, a total disaster. Pop it in the comments. What do you think? Have you been to China? Do you think health and safety even exists in any shape, way or form? I personally debate that, looking at what's behind. I think that's absolutely shocking. Hopefully no children are living in that flat. Hopefully it is empty. It looks like an empty flat, but hey, empty or not, it's only a few years old. It shouldn't be crumbling like that, and it shouldn't be like that, because when somebody does move in, that's dangerous. Very dangerous. So yeah, that's a quick video, my rant about China. I could go on about various things. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just literally focusing on what I think is a little bit peculiar, which in this flat there's quite a few things, and generally speaking China itself lets itself down with a lot of silly things. Mrs. Seasons is Chinese originally, so don't think that I've got no knowledge of China, because we've been married 20 years. They just let themselves down with such silly things. But other than that, look at the view, beautiful. If we forget the fact we don't want to lean on the banister because we might die and plunge to our death, look at the view, splendid. Keep away from the banister, keep away. But yeah, great view here at this flat, and this flat only cost £50 a night. Hey, is it a risk worth taking, falling off a balustrade to your death for 50 quid a night? Yeah, probably. Hope you enjoyed that little video at this look at a proper new-ish flat here in China. Apartment, flat, whatever you want to call it. Do you call it an apartment or do you call it a flat? I suppose it's both. What is the difference between an apartment and a flat? No idea. That's the end of it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Please subscribe for more content, and I will see you on the next one.